Hey guys, so this is going to be another getting ready with me video, except this time, like I mentioned in my e.l.f. makeup haul, that I'm going to be using all of e.l.f.'s products just in general. Probably a few extra products because I don't have everything to make a full makeup look, but I do have the majority of stuff. So I'm just going to be testing these out. This is the first time that I'm using this. I'm actually filming this prior to filming the e.l.f. haul because I wanted to kind of get like my first impressions of everything. My skin hasn't been treating me the best lately. I have been staying up really late and sleeping in, and so my sleep schedule has been off, so I do have kind of like bags under my eyes, and I do have a few breakouts from it being that time of the month, so I'm going to be trying to cover that stuff up. So the one thing I didn't get was a primer, so I'm just going to use, I think, the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. This is just a little baby sample. One of the new products that I got is the e.l.f. BB Cream. This has SPF 20. I got it in the shade Buff. I'm not like a huge fan of SPF, especially during the winter time. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I don't have to, I'm not one of those people that has to have a SPF in their moisturizer. So, and I've actually never tried a BB cream, so we'll see how this works. It has a nice, convenient little pump. I really like the sleek packaging, so I'm going to do a full pump of that on my hand. So it's actually pretty thick product, and I'm going to use the Real Techniques buffer brush to kind of get that in my skin. It has kind of a, I can't really put my finger on the type of scent that it has. It is unique. You know, honestly, it almost smells like cleaner. I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing. Bring it down my neck, even though I can tell it has pretty light coverage. Funny story, I actually, when I first got my hair cut, I felt like it was a lot shorter than the last time I got it cut. I don't know, maybe because it was just the initial shock, because I actually took off about 9 inches. So maybe it was just that initial shock, because last time I think I took about 10 to 12 inches off because my hair was longer to begin with. But I felt like it was shorter this time, but actually now that I've blown it dry, I feel like it is a little bit longer than what I got it last time, but I still really like it. I feel like it's super manageable. The only thing is every time I go to play with it, I pull out hair, and it's very depressing to know that your hair is just slowly going away. Put it back so that I don't have to mess with it. But yeah, so I actually felt like that was a decent color match for me. It definitely has a slight fragrance because I can still smell it even on my face, which if you're not a fan of fragrances, I don't know that this would be a good match for you. I'm going to try the HD Lifting Concealer. This looks, the packaging reminds me of like the NARS moisture, super moisture concealer, or super creamy, something like that, and it has a doe foot applicator, so that's neat. I'm gonna actually use this under my eyes as well as on my face and see how that goes. It is a skin tone color, so it's not gonna be too brightening under the eyes. And then for the face, I'm just gonna use a stipple brush to kind of blend that in. It actually does look kind of orangey. It does have good coverage, like it did cover up the areas that I needed to cover, but it does look a little bit orangey. So same thing kind of under the eye. I think it'll work a lot better. It definitely is a moisturizing concealer because it did give my skin a shine, which I am actually not a huge fan of. I like matte everything because I have oily skin. So yeah, it looks pretty flawless, but looking in the mirror, probably with the studio lighting it's a little bit different, but looking in actual, like, in the mirror, it does look a tad orangey, so I'm not sure if that's translating on camera or not. And that's funny because in the tube it looks very neutral. It doesn't look orange at all. Oh, and this was in the color Fair, by the way, so it is the lightest color. So if you're any lighter than me, I don't know that this would even work for you because it did come off a little bit dark. This stuff is not something new, but I am going to be using all e.l.f. products in this tutorial or get ready with me video. So I did just want to stick with the e.l.f. products. This is the High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder. It just has like a little sheen pinky tone to it. It's actually really pretty, and I like this setting powder a lot. For the price, it works just as well as any other setting powder that I own. The only thing is I'm trying to get through my Benefit Powder Flash, which I really like that one also, but it's old. Like, I just want to go through it since I have so many others to try. But since I'm sticking with e.l.f., I thought I might as well use this one. And then same thing here, the e.l.f. High Definition Powder. This is a translucent. Yeah, it's just called Clear. I like this powder a lot too, so I'm just going to, I don't use the puff because I feel like it adheres too much product to your face, so I'm just going to use, it has like a little sifter in there. I'm just going to use what's in the sifter and set my makeup with that. If you don't have oily skin, you could definitely get away with no setting powder. But you guys know I have oily skin and I always have to use a setting powder. I don't care if it's the most matte foundation you've ever seen, I still have to have a setting powder. It's really sad, actually. Okay, so looking at my skin now, I still feel like I can kind of see like under eye circles of some sort. Like, I feel like it didn't cover as well, and I usually don't have under eye circles. I think it's just a lack of sleep. One huge thing that I got that I'm super excited about, this is new, is the 50-piece makeup artist palette, and I immediately, when I saw this on the website, I was like, oh, I have to have it. So it's just in the color assorted. There was only one option to choose from, and it has a huge mirror, which I love because I feel like this is great because you can actually just use it. In fact, this is probably perfect for me to look in. Yeah, everything looks good so far. Yeah, it looks good. So anyway, it comes with 10 different blush colors and bronzer and a highlight shade, and then when you lift up this, it has eyeshadows down below, which maybe 40? Yeah, 40 eyeshadows. So there are the colors there, various shades, and I like this because it's definitely neutral, but it has some fun pops of color in there as well. So yeah, I'm going to be using this for my entire look. So first, I'm going to use the blush, and I like it because you can take out the eyeshadows, and put the blushes on the bottom if you want. So yeah, I personally like the blushes on top, but it's whatever your preference is. So I'm going to use this bronzy shade right here for a light contour. I'm using a Real Techniques blush brush, which is, you can tell, like, I always use it for bronzer. I really like using it for bronzer because I just feel like it gets the color where it needs to be. So I'm going to start at my upper cheekbone and kind of work that up toward my temples, and then underneath my chin. So it's not like a ton of color. Actually, this is a really pretty bronzer color because I'm used to using like the Benefits Hoola, which gives me just the right amount, and I think that's perfect. I don't know if you can see the like shading on my face versus this side is very flat. So I actually really like that. I think I like that better than the St. Lucia bronzer. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, start at my back cheekbone and work my way forward up toward my temple, and then underneath my chin. And whatever I have left over, I'm going to go on my nose a little bit to look sun-kissed. So yeah, that livened up my cheeks just a tad. I think I'm going to go with this bubblegum pink color, or this bright like blue toned pink color right here. Super pretty. You can see in conjunction to this one, this one's a more warm tone. This is definitely more cool toned. I think this is like the perfect blush color for spring and summertime. Even though we're in the winter, I don't really care. Super pigmented. You can see on my brush how pigmented it is. So I'm just going to smile and dust that on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so super impressed with the blushes, which I knew I would be because I absolutely love e.l.f. blushes in general. So I knew I would. Now for eyebrows. Actually, I'm going to put on a primer first, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. $1 eyelid primer. And this doesn't work for me all day. It can, I don't know if maybe it works better in conjunction with the e.l.f. eyeshadows, but it can work really great if you don't have oily eyelids. I personally do have oily eyelids because I have oily skin. So I don't like using this for like a long-term basis, especially if like I'm going to go out at night and stuff like that. I really much prefer using this for just enhancing eyeshadows. I much prefer like a Too Faced Shadow Insurance, but for this look, since I'm using all e.l.f., it will have to do. And my eyebrows are kind of out of control because I haven't got them threaded in a while, so excuse that. But I am going to be using my favorite brow product, which is the e.l.f. Eyebrow Lifter and Filler. Yeah, and it looks like this. I actually did buy another one of these, a brand new one. I have it in the color Light. I actually thought I bought Ash, but I have it, it's in the color Light. So I bought a backup, but I am going to be using the one that I already have out. So for this, what I do is my eyebrows are pretty thick on their own, but I do have some sparse areas where I probably over waxed in the past and the hairs just never grew back. So better known as bald spots, I like to fill those in very lightly. And the thing I like about this eyebrow product is that it has like a wax consistency, so it holds your brows down without having to use a clear mascara. So I really like that, and I feel like this is the perfect color for my brows, which when I first finished doing it, it looks intense, but once I blend it out and have eyeshadow on, it looks really good. Okay, for eyeshadows, I think I'm going to do kind of like a neutral smoky eye just to match with my bold colors that I have on today. So first I'm going to take an E25 brush, a blending brush from Sigma. It's just a really great everyday brush to sweep on color. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this eyeshadow right here, which is the third from the right. And I'm just going to, these seem to have really great pigmentation. I would say be careful with e.l.f. shadows though, because just first impression, it does have quite a bit of fallout. So I'm just going to sweep that all over my lid. Actually looks a lot darker in the pot than it looks on the lid. Okay, so now I actually really like how that color went on. In the pan, it looks like a chocolatey brown. On the lid, it actually looks like it has a slight burgundy hint, like a burgundy taupe. But it is really pretty. I like the way that it went on. So now I'm going to use the color right next to it to kind of blend that out. This really is reminiscent of some color from the Naked 2 palette, like that purpley color. I can't remember what it's called, but just a very little on the tip of the brush, and then I'm going to take that up here and kind of use that to just lightly blend this color up into my crease. You can see there, like I just brought it up a little bit past my natural crease to kind of make my eyes look a little bit bigger. Now to deepen up the crease, I'm going to take a small tapered blending E45 from Sigma. This kind of has like a little point to it at the tip, and I'm going to take a deeper color. I think I'm going to take this chocolate brown up on top, this one right here. It looks black on the camera, but it's a true like chocolate color, and see how pigmented this is. Pretty pigmented, I'd say. So I'm just going to stamp that throughout my outer V, kind of blending it at the same time through my crease. This is how I achieve my most natural daytime smoky eye without being too dramatic. It's just stamping it throughout my crease, and I feel like that works a lot better than blending it. Okay, so now that I've deepened that up on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and go back in with a shimmery color and just stamp it on the middle of my lid so that way I can give it like that pop. So for that, I'm going to use this pink shimmery color. This is probably the most shimmery color in the entire palette. It's like a pinky, very shimmery color, so we'll see how this looks. So you can see just the little bit of difference that it makes there. Last but not least, I'm going to take that first color, that taupey burgundy color that we used to begin with all over the lid. I'm going to take it on a little flat brush and put it under my lash line. Okay, so there is the eyeshadow look. Super impressed with this palette. I do have to say, like right off the bat, I am impressed with how pigmented the shadows are and how well that they glide on. I really didn't have any issues blending. I didn't have any fallout under my eyes. As long as you tap off the brush, it seems to be perfectly fine. I got two eyeliners. The first one is the Precision Liquid Liner, and I will not be using this because I don't know if you guys will be able to tell or not. I'm going to try and show you as best I can. This brush has a ton of fraying. The bristles are just ridiculously, like, not even, like when you try and do a smooth line, it goes smooth, but initially it has that fraying on it. And I don't know if you can really tell either, the eyeliner is extremely watery. Like, can you see how it's kind of bleeding at the edges? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen with this eyeliner. So I also did buy the Kohl eyeliner, which is a pencil, which I am a bigger fan of. It's kind of like the same idea as the eyebrow pencil. So it has its own sharpener, and it is not like a Kohl liner to me. Like, that's building it up. If you just do one swipe, it's very light. You actually have to color quite hard on your hand to get to build up that color, and to me that's not what a Kohl liner should be. And then it has a smudger brush on the other side that is, you can actually move around the product quite easily actually, but I don't think I'm going to be using this because I feel like it will tug at my lash line. I do have the e.l.f. cream eyeliner in the color just black that I really enjoy. I've used it quite a bit. I have a Physicians Formula that I also like and enjoy. I don't use this for my water or my tight line unless I want to put black liner on my waterline as well, because it does transfer because it is that creamy. But I do like it for my upper lash line because I will go back and set it with a black eyeshadow. So I'm just using a small eyeliner brush in E10 from Sigma. This is, if you don't know how to put on eyeliner, this is like probably the easiest brush to apply eyeliner with because it's very tiny and precise. And I actually did a thicker line of eyeliner than I normally do. I did a larger wing, but I really have been enjoying doing my eyeliner like this. And like I said, you can get really tiny in there in the inner corner with this brush, and I really like the application that it gives. And this gel liner is actually really nice for the upper lash line because it does set fairly easily, even though it's a super creamy product. Just going in with the darkest shadow in the palette, which is this top right hand corner. I can't tell if it's like a black or a near black, but I'm just going in and setting this cream powder or this cream liner with that powder. So there's the finished eye makeup look. I don't actually have an e.l.f. mascara. I didn't purchase one, nor do I have one in my collection. And that's simply because I am not a huge fan of e.l.f. mascaras just in general. They do have a bottom lash mascara that I am interested in trying, but they were out of stock, so I didn't purchase that. And I just don't own one in general. So I'm going to use something in the comparable price range. This is the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara. I think it's like $1.99 or $2.99 at Walgreens. And yeah, it's like the same price range. All my other mascaras are drugstore, but they are a little bit more expensive at $7 and $8. So I wanted to stay in the range of what e.l.f. products cost in general so that you could actually use them. So I do like this mascara. I have others that I prefer more, but I do really like this mascara. Elf has fake eyelashes that you could use as well for $1 that I do own some in my collection. I just don't want to wear false lashes today because I am not one to wear false lashes unless it's like a going out event. And they also do have an eyelash curler that is only $1 that works really well as well. And I used to own that and I no longer own it. So I would recommend that. That's why I'm not using an eyelash curler, because I have a Chanel and a Shu Uemura, and those are on the higher price end of eyelash curlers. So there is the finished eye look. You can see that it is really just like any other eye look, and would you believe that it is Elf products? I think it's really pretty. I think all of the products performed really well. Don't mind my eyebrows, but I really am just super impressed with the quality of the eyeshadows and everything that Elf has to offer. So now for lips, I actually bought the Lip Lock pencil, which is kind of like the Too Faced borderline pencil, any of those that are the clear pencils that you're supposed to put around your lips so that your lipstick doesn't bleed. So I wanted to try this one because I got it for $1.50. You outline around your lips, which you can't even see. It does give your lips kind of like a matte consistency, like it almost looks matte around your lips, but you can't really tell otherwise. Okay, so that's on. And then I did buy 3 of the moisturizing lipsticks in like neutral colors for sure. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and use Wink Pink, which is this one right here. I think it's the most neutral. The packaging's nice and sleek black, and it is like a mauve-y pink color, just like I said, very neutral, kind of like my typical lipstick color. Sweet lipstick smell, like they don't smell like old grandma, but they don't smell like anything nice. So this is a really pretty color. And my lips were kind of dry, and I feel like it did kind of give that moisturizing effect. So we'll have to see if it dries them out throughout the day. But yeah, here is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed getting ready with me using all e.l.f. products. I feel like e.l.f. has been one of those things that has been a huge hit here on YouTube, and I just thought I would give you my initial first impression on all of the new products that I bought, plus some old products that I had in my collection. So I'll have to let you guys know in a future video what I really think of the overall look throughout the day and stuff like that. Right now I'm super impressed. I would say one thing, I do look a bit shiny already here and like on my T-zone area. And you guys know I have oily skin, so after about 30 minutes of filming this video, I'm already starting to look a tad bit shiny, which is not a good thing for me. I like to be matte. So it could be a combination of the BB cream or the concealer, so I'll have to let you guys know that in a future video. But anywho, the rest of the products I'm super impressed with. I hope that you guys enjoyed this type of video. Let me know in the comments down below what you all thought. And yeah, I think that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!